Hey guys, my name is Alex and welcome to the Introductional Parkour course. Today we'll continue with the basics and going to take a look at the turnover, also called the turn vault. Turn vault is one of the basic parkour elements and we use it when we want to get ourselves over the obstacle but gets after in a cat leap position. So this move is really useful and it's really necessary to know how to do that. So let's proceed to our first step, the correct hand position. In turnover there are two most important things. First one is correct hand position and second one is a proper run out. Over here we don't want to get a big run before getting over the obstacle because we want to fix ourselves on the other side, so we don't need to go forward. And the hand position looks like this. First you have to decide in which direction are you going to turn. Is it left side or is it the right? When you're decided, you have to put your left arm for the left side and the right arm for the right side, like this. I don't know how to explain it in English, but the thing is that your left arm goes with your fingers pointing this way and this right arm goes with your fingers on the top of the obstacle. And so what we have to do now is pay attention to our second arm. In my case this is the right one because I'm turning to the left side, because this arm is going to spin us right over the obstacle. So right here we can start with the following exercise. Put your arms, like I'm showing, on the obstacle. So left arm goes beneath of it and the right one on the top. And starting from here we're doing a little squat just in order to take off ourselves over the obstacle. And now we're keeping our arms straight, don't keep them curved or bended. And now we just have to simply overcome the obstacle, leaving our left hand on the rail. So let's do it once again. We're keeping our arms straight in this position, getting to the squat, and after it we're making effort with our right hand over here in order to get ourselves over the obstacle and landing with the face looking into the left hand direction. So let's do this. Squat, getting ourselves, keeping our left arm on the obstacle. Getting ourselves in the position, squat, paying attention to the right arm and keeping our left arm on the obstacle. When you feel comfortable enough with this, then we can simply proceed to the second step. Starting from this point, turnover gets a little bit tricky. The thing is that we have to remind ourselves how to do the cat leap. For those of you who are not familiar with this, I will remind you that cat leap is the position when you're getting your arms on the top of the obstacle and your legs are going on the wall, probably, or on the downside of the obstacle. So anyway, the correct position looks like this. We're getting our arms on the top and our legs going to be right here, as I'm showing. So we're going to the splat position, and this is our final cat leap form. Now, why I'm talking about this is because after every turnover, you have to get in this exact cat leap position. So before starting to do the actual turnover vault, we need to get ourselves comfortable with the cat leap. In order to do that, I would recommend to find a rail or obstacle that looks like this and simply getting ourselves in the position when we're getting our left arm for the left side rotation on the obstacle with our legs over here. And now what do we have to do is make a 180-degree spin directly to the cat leap position. So once again, we're holding with our left arm, and now we're doing the turnover with getting into the cat leap position. So starting from here, squat, turning and getting to the cat leap. I hope it's not so hard for you. If it is hard, then I would recommend you to practice this a lot before you get comfortable yourself with this move. Just because when we're doing the turnover, the whole goal is to get into this cat leap position. And starting from this point, it gets a little bit tricky. And now let me explain why. And this is why. Because when you're finishing the turnover, you have to put your second arm, the one that you're spinning with, in my case it's the right arm, back to the cat leap position, and it means to the obstacle. Over here I have an imaginary line that would be this shadow from the bar, and what I have to do is make a turnover trying to get my feet on this shadow. So the exercise for me would be following. I'm doing as we did in the first exercise, and now I'm trying to rotate my body over the left arm and get my feet onto this shadow. You can draw any kind of imaginary line, and I would really recommend you to start with this kind of obstacle, not with the straight walls or something on the height, because if you're not experienced enough, you can easily fall from this position or something else. Anyway, what we have to do right now is putting ourselves into the same position with our arms straight. Go for a little squat before doing the jump, and after you have to put all your weight on your spinning arm. In my case this is the left one, and you have to rotate straight over it. So probably your arm will go 90 degrees to the obstacle, and we will end up with our feet on this shadow. So pay attention to the right arm, it's gonna spin us, and here we are. We are on the shadow over here, and it's pretty good. And so just in order to finish this move, we need to switch our right arm position from here to the cat leap. And basically that's all. So the whole move is gonna look like this. Pay attention to the timing when I'm actually switching my arm. And in order for you to make it easier to understand, we will show you in a slow motion. Let's start with the first exercise. We're getting into the squat position with the right positioning of our arms. Now we're starting to take off and helping with our right arm to get ourselves over the obstacle over the left arm. Put all your weight on the left arm and then continue spinning. When you're done, leave your left arm on the bar. And now let's go directly to the complete variation of the turnover wall. Here we're getting to the same position as we did on the previous exercise, but with the only difference that we're getting our right arm over the obstacle and then trying to get it back from the right side of our left arm. Pay attention to the legs, that they must go straight back to the obstacle on the other side. When you feel comfortable enough with the previous move, we can proceed to the variation of the turnover. And one of them is running up before the turnover. So technique here differs a little bit, just because you have to speed that you have to actually block in order to get to the other side of the obstacle and not continue going forward. So what we're going to do now is taking a little run up before the turnover. We're gonna start with a simple 2 steps, but it will differ a little bit from the previous move. So 2-step run up, and pay attention to the legs. My legs do not go together, they go one after each other. We're doing it in order to get ourselves not blocked before the obstacle, but just to simply decrease a speed a little bit. So as you can see here, I use my arms to block the speed that moves me forward. And in order to do so, we must go into the slow motion just to see how it actually looks like. First of all, pay attention to the run-up. Your left foot goes in front of you, just because we're going to speed in the same direction. After it, put your arms in front of you and try to block a little bit the speed that moves you forward. When we have put our arms on the obstacle, it's necessary to get our legs directly over the left arm. And then try to keep your body in a horizontal position, just in order to keep your weight only on the left arm for some moment. When you're finished, continue with your right arm on the obstacle and put your legs on the cat leap position. I hope this tutorial really helps you to understand the basics of the turnover world. And just to summarize what we got today, we have to do the proper exercise. Remember to get ourselves on the obstacle with the arms positioning like this, so the position differs, not like on the monkey, like this. And after it, we need to get all our weight onto the left arm or to the right arm if you're doing it over the right shoulder. And we have to get into the cat leap position. Please pay attention to the cat leap position because I think this is one of the most important parts, and really take your time to practice that. I hope to see you next time. Thank you for your attention. My name is Alex. Cheers.